will be synced all the way back.
Right,
And
right.
there's nothing, like, you won't be able to find it.
Gotcha.
You know, you go 100 times and you'll always be in 0 sync back, or
Right, yeah.
or even the sync, but like a little bit of sync.
So just when you're starting to build up a bit of confidence getting away from the field, you suddenly have it sort of shot down a little bit.
Yeah.
Small thermal, that, isn't it? If you feel sort of really rough turbulence around a thermal, does that necessarily mean it's a strong thermal, or not really?
It's a good sign.
Okay. Yeah.
But it can just be rough air. You know, it might be rough air going down, and the thermal might be a couple hundred metres away.
Right.
Or half a K away.
Gotcha. It's interesting. I suppose that's what keeps you really keen to get in the air as often as possible, because there's just so much to feel and learn.
Yeah.
Such a great challenge.
Oh, you've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
And each day you've got to learn, you know?
Right. Conditions
what
changing.
is today? Is it a tight thermal day? Is it a loose thermal day? Is it a thermal on the left side, on the sunny side of the cloud? Is it, you know, like,
Right.
each day you go up, it's totally fucking different.
It's just to mix things up a bit and keep you on your toes. I've heard everybody sort of say that there's always usually a house thermal, or not always, but there can be house thermals over the actual agricultural school.
Yeah.
Is that a sort of a good place to look if you're floating around close to the field and you...
Yep.
Yeah.
I usually either the town, the ag school, or even just like the cross strips, you know, that runway's quite hot.
Okay, right.
It's just whether it's on the, you know, east, west, south, north side.
Right, gotcha,
things.
yeah, depending on the wind direction and...
Yeah.
I'm getting used to that lag in the vario too, of feeling it, and then when I tend to thermal to the vario, and I've got to stop doing that. I've got to try and feel it before I think all these things when I'm watching it back, and then when I'm flying I hear the vario go off and I think, okay, that's the beginning of a thermal, not that was the beginning 10 seconds ago. think I also notice sometimes when I'm watching it back that I look at when I'm thermaling and I think, why didn't you straighten up upwind? That's generally where you're falling out of that thermal, and it's because I'm listening to the vario and not thinking that way, looking over the ground and just slight adjustments upwind rather than I always seem to fall out the back. And when I'm watching it back, I keep looking at it and thinking, why in the world did you keep doing that? You're still in the thermal, but you would have been better off every time you came round into wind. You got a better climb. Hey! That was interesting. Was that me stalling that tip, or was that just a bump from the thermal?
No, I think that was just a bump.
Yep. That kicked me out. You kind of start to relax a little bit on the controls and let the glider settle in, and then all of a sudden it just stops turning and you're pushing to try and get it back in there again. And yet there's been some really smooth days where we've been able to basically just almost just centre everything and just sit in the thermal. In this anyway, I suppose. It's I'm not going to win any club championships flying like this, am I? I don't know all over the place. Just keep losing the thermal.
Well, again, we are at 5,500 feet.
Oh, okay, so we could be sitting at the top of the massive... If you're sitting on the top, will you still get that vario sort of making that you just won't really get any climb? You're just sort of sitting on top of bubbles?
No, you won't get the variable.
Just right, okay, everything will just sort of start to come to the stable. Oh, jeez.
Because what happens is the air's travelling up.
Yep.
And the top is sort of spreads out and goes sideways.
Right, okay. That was interesting, just, I don't know, you probably noticed it, but all of a sudden that left wing was just impossible to get it to go down. Is that usually a sign that that's where the sort of the core is and it's pushing you away? Or is it just something in the turbulence itself can do that?
On a downwind on runway 14. Come to this traffic.
The tug's just below us going down on downwind, I think, so he must have just lost the glider down off our... Sorry, what were you going to say there, Alex?
Yeah, it could be that, or it could be. So what happens is the thermal down low is all rough and it's not coalesced.
Right.
And so you got air moving sideways, up, down,
Right. Okay. Yep.
different pockets. And then as it rises, it sort of gets smooth in the middle.
Right.
And you got that constant up
Yep.
in the middle. And then as it gets to the top, you've got air going sideways, bubbles,
Right. Okay.
down, up. you
Yeah.
know.
Right.
So